So we had wrote these terms up here on the board because there was some concern that those were not in the back of your book. So we are here to fill in those gaps. So I'll just go right on down the line. We've got cuticle. Okay, that's a C. Okay, so then if we're talking about a cuticle, okay, it's a waxy substance. I'm just reading these because there might be a glare up on the board. So then you can always go back and actually see this if there is a glare and listen to what it is we said. Okay, waxy substance. In plants, and the significance of that is it prevents water loss. Okay, then apical meristem is our next one. So I'm just going to abbreviate that. The apical meristem. Okay. I think it's at the base, isn't it? No, at the tips. Okay. Okay. Then our next one is lateral meristem. Okay, so I'm hoping that this color code you're able to differentiate the different colors that we see. So this is also different types of growth, but rather than going out, okay, so the lateral meristem means it's growing in diameter, okay? How roots grow bigger in diameter, how stems grow bigger in diameter, okay? That's the lateral meristem, and of course the apical meristem occurs at the tips of roots and stems. Then our next one looks like it is a taproot. And one of the things to think about is this can also be food. Radishes is one. So what might another vegetable be that you actually consume by pulling it out of the ground? Carrot. Maybe. Carrots are another one. Those are also taproots. Okay? So, but to be a little more specific, okay, when we talk about taproots, these are the largest of all roots. Okay, carrots, radishes. You also consume them as a food source. Okay, root hair is just what you would think. In order for roots to grab more water, their root hairs are going to grow out. The more hairs that you have sticking out, okay, the more water they're going to be able to grab, and that's what we're talking about when it comes to root hairs. Okay. Okay, so if we're keeping this pattern, okay, now we're going to purple, and what do we say? Root hair. Okay, and in this case, so these, of course, are extensions in roots that increase water absorption. And there's probably a secondary function that you could say with these root hairs. The more of those that you have sticking out, not only is it going to help absorb more water, it's also going to anchor that plant in the ground more readily. Okay, then internode. Okay. Okay, so an internode is the distance, I think it's between leaves, is it? Close. It's on the stem, but it's between the leaves. Okay? It's a physical distance between leaves, between two separate leaves that are on the stems. That is an internode. Okay, then as we keep on moving, we got bud and then pith. Okay. Okay, so bud. Okay. You could say that the leaves aren't mature yet, or immature leaves. They're folded at the growing tip. So one of the things that we think about as maybe as spring is getting a little closer on deciduous trees, which means the leaves that fall off in the fall. When it comes to these types of, whether they're maybe maples, silver maples, you could say oak trees, any one of those, after the leaves have fallen, you get closer, you have warmer weather showing up, and you're going to have these buds that show up that the leaves are inside of there, they just haven't sprung out yet. That's one thing to look forward to when we get to spring. Okay. And the next is pith. Okay. So I think you can still, yep, I might have to move it down just a little bit. Okay. Okay, and this is located at the center of a stem, is used for storage. Okay? Okay. So where does that put us? So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have just, because I want to go ahead and get this one loaded up. So I'm going to stop here. So as people are walking and filing in, they can write these down, and then we'll move on to our next set, which starts with wood, hardwood, sapwood, and bark. Okay, so that's part 1. Part 2 will be uploaded at a later time. Well, later today is what I mean. All right.